Thank you for clicking on the video. My name is Brian. Today I wanted to run through a 3-point light setup that I got here in my little bedroom studio environment. Now, a lot of you are probably like me in the fact that you don't have a whole bunch of space. I don't have a big studio, so I basically converted half of my bedroom into my little office studio space for making these YouTube videos and doing this sort of stuff. So this is kind of a good way to get a nice balanced look. You might use different sorts of lighting setups for different reasons. I can get into that in a completely different video. So first, we have the key light. That's the main light that's right above you that's lighting the majority of the subject, or me in this case, in the frame. So for this key light right here, we're using a Godox VL150. It is a really good alternative to an Aputure 120D Mark II. So on the key light, I have a Aputure Light Dome Mini. I don't have to have it as far back to have it out of the frame. It's literally right here. I can have it closer to me in this sort of a bedroom environment. It's a lot more space efficient to use the Mini. So that's what we got going on. I have one layer of diffusion on the front and the grid to make sure the light is directionally focused on me right here. So there's not a lot of light spilling all over the place, not lighting the whole rest of the room up. And I have that on a C-stand, and I have it boomed over at an angle just to have it in the right spot. So the second light I've got going on is the hair light, or in my case, since I have no hair, the rim light. All that light is doing is basically just casting a little bit of light right here on my shoulder and a little bit on my cheek, just so that I'm separated from the background here where I have my gear shelf. Otherwise, this shoulder would kind of be blending in with the background a little bit, and you normally want to make sure that the subject of the frame is popped out of the background just a little bit, in most cases. Now that light is actually an Aputure 120D Mark II. It has the barn doors on the front of the light just so I can direct the light just in this area. So it's not lighting up the background over here. It's not spilling all over everything else over here. The light is directed into like a pretty small beam, and it's just right here at my shoulder and kind of my cheek. And thirdly, we have another Godox VL150, and that light has a blue gel on the front of it just to have a little bit of a color contrast between the orangish of my skin and the blue, because blue and orange adds a little bit of color contrast so that I, again, am popping out from the background a little bit. I didn't want it to be overbearing or like super saturated or anything, and I have that also with barn doors in front of it. It's not lighting up my face. My face is not blue. That's the whole point of this. So now I want to run through a couple examples of what each light looks like individually, and then the different combinations of those lights, and show you exactly what they are adding to the scene. The reason that I light it this way is because I have the ability to light it this way with the 3 different lights, and in this small of a space, you kind of want to make things as interesting visually as you can. Not a whole lot of set designing that I can really do here. Lighting things this way, it kind of lets me pull the focus in to where I really want it to be, which is this ugly mug. If your eye is going to wander anywhere else in the frame, I would want it to be on this gear right back here. So that's why that light is on the gear specifically, and then it also adds that little color cast in the background. So if I had to work with just one light, which I definitely have before, I probably wouldn't stick with the same exact setup. It wouldn't be exactly the same as this, because you'd have to address those challenges with working within those parameters, which that will be another video that I'll do, like working with only one light and different lighting setups that you can do with that, using a negative fill or bouncing the light back, all that sort of stuff. That'll be another adventure for another day. So thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. You spending any time with me is much appreciated. And if you found this video entertaining or informational at all, give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, join along on this adventure. I'll be doing a lot of different stuff: cameras, photo, video, business, all that sort of stuff. If you're into that sort of thing, hit the subscribe button as well. And I'll see you guys in the next one.